Montgomery is a vile traitor. His true colors revealed, and Australis pledged to plunge into a civil war that would divide its resources, leaving it helpless before the oncoming Tyranid High Fleet. Desperate to resolve the situation before it goes any further out of hand, the forces of the Imperium meet at a most holy site to negotiate for peace. Montgomery and Ruthenia, both suspecting the other will attempt to lay a trap, bring with them their personal bodyguards. However, as before negotiations can even begin, the holy site of St. Victoria becomes a bloody battleground.
Hi, and welcome to this week's Australise Day 17.
And our first
8th edition.
First 8th edition Australise game.
Yep.
We're playing with the narrative rules.
Yep.
Using power levels to build our respective forces.
Yeah. Now, this first mission is going to be a little odd because it is very much fluffy. It's a continuation of the plot line we've been following with Montgomery and Ruthenia after some betrayals, some hatred, lovers' quarrel. Alright, don't give me that look. Alright, so getting straight into it, you've already heard in the story time, we've got a peace conference, except it's a trap for both sides. Both sides trying to kill each other. So starting with Chaos, we have Montgomery here, who has a plasma pistol power sword. He has also some other special rules, which T does not actually know about, but he'll find out as we get into the game, and I will tell you when he finds out. If not, you can always just consult the blog, because as it will be up there. And of course, as we said in our recent Warzone update, we will put all the 8th edition stuff up there instead of the 7th edition. Then I've got a Chaos spawn, because my keyword was Chaos. Normally in 7th edition I would have brought Heretics and Renegades, but index for that is not yet available from Forge Rule. So we've got a Chaos spawn. Then we have a group of Chosen. Now they're not actually got anything, they're just Chaos Undivided. These are just mercenaries, based on the planet. Then we have a really big blob of 13 cultists with the flamer. We have 11 cultists with auto guns, shotguns, and heavy stubber. And then 10 more cultists with brutal close combat weapons, flamers, auto pistols. So, that is them. Now, Chaos actually have 48 power. The rest of the power is set aside for a unit that Chaos have paid for, but doesn't come onto the field straight away unless certain conditions in the scenario are fulfilled. And you'll find out what that is when T finds out what that is. So, let's go on to the Imperium forces, which very much outnumber me. Alright, so Imperium, walk us through what you've got. You had 30 power to play with, and then you received 3 extra characters that did not count towards your power.
Yep. So for our 3 characters, we ended up with Canoness Ruthenia, Captain Rebecca, and Commissar Pike.
Yep, all characters that have appeared before. Rebecca last time getting her ass handed by Chaos.
So what we've got is, for the Imperium, we'll just start at this side.
Alright.
We've got a squad of Rattlings.
Yep.
Who have been sent to, obviously, try and snipe away Monty. 2 squads of Troopers. A command squad with sniper rifles.
Yep.
An Imagifer who accompanies Ruthenia.
Okay.
And she has a small bodyguard contingent.
These Battle Sisters or Celisons?
These are Battle Sisters.
Okay.
Regular Battle Sister squad. Some Seraphim for quick response. and some Crusaders.
Oh, those servers are gonna be nasty. Yep.
And as well as Captain Rebecca's emergency reserve, 2 squads of Rough Riders.
We love Rough Riders. So that is them. So, what did that bring you up to total, including the free characters?
That brings me to 41 point power.
Okay, so 41 power versus 48 power. We'll get this on the road. Our battlefield today is this, the sort of representing the shrine of St. Victoria. It's going to be search and destroy, so quarters. So it's pretty apparent between the two of us who's going to deploy first. Well, who's going to go first. So, yeah. So we'll show you once our deployment is done and get straight into our first turn, which will be first turn Chaos unless Imperium sees us. So, Chaos turn 1 at the end of deployment. I obviously had less units, so I went first. So at the end of the movement phase, basically everything you see is moved up. Cultists. So everything was sort of in starting positions, scattered around here. And all I've really done is just move these up, move them up, move those up, and move those up. All to get within some pretty good shooting range. Sort of. Really trying to address these. With these and these. Because they can shoot him. And I do not want this. I'm notoriously bad with rolling, but I still do not trust you to fail. Okay, so no psychers. So we're going to go into the shooting phase. Alright, so these guys moved up. About half of them were able to fire off, and they only killed one of those. These guys fired into them, killed one of those. They're outside of rapid fire range, unfortunately. These guys, the flamer whiffed, and the pistols scored 1 wound, which was saved.
Yep.
Over here, these cultists had a lot more success with their 1 flamer shot, killing 3 guys.
2 guys.
2 guys. Okay, so you passed 1 save. Still complaining about failing saves. So that was that for shooting. So now we're just going to go into the assault phase. So in the charge phase, this unit of cultists declared a charge here, and this Chaos Spawn declared a charge into that squad. This squad made it in relatively fine. They lost
3 guys.
They lost 3 guys in the Overwatch. I mean, they made it within range relatively fine. This guy didn't take any wounds, but barely made it within the 1 inch. So now we'll go into the fight phase and bring in the results of that.
Okay, so in the fight phase, it was quite depressing for Chaos. The Spawn got in and made 4 attacks and failed to wound.
And then took 2 wounds in return. When
Then
counted.
the Imperials performed a heroic intervention with their command points, making this unit here attack next, wiping out a couple more of them, leaving them with only 3. So then these 3 activated and killed 1 guardsman. And then finally these guys piled in and attacked and did 2 wounds to the Spawn. So that was it for the fight phase. So now we do...
Yeah.
Now
Morale
we go into
phase.
morale phase.
So here the rattling bastards are fine. Passing the morale. My guys, no matter what they did, were going to lose someone. I got really, really lucky and only lost 1. Anything higher than a 3 and it's bye-bye squad. The squad they were facing lost no one. And, ironically, he did more in the morale phase thanks to the Spawn lowering their leadership by 1 than... And then with their attacks. So 1 guy ran away. Scared out of his mind over the Chaos Spawn that really did nothing but flail about in front of him. Like one of those pop-up inflatable men. Yeah, get that image out of your mind. Alright, so now we're going into Imperium turn 1, where I'm guessing things are about to hurt a lot.
During the movement phase, these guys stood still. The Imperium player, myself, forgot to use faith points. Whoops. These guys slow down here at the end.
You didn't forget, you were just taking it easy with me.
And these guys came in from this angle. And as you'd probably expect, the bulk of the Sisters of Battle move forward here. These guys elected to just stay in close combat here. And Commissar Pike is going to join them.
And that's about it. The other Rough Rider squad is hanging back in reserve for now. So now it's time for shooting, since there are no psychers.
So, in the shooting phase, beginning with Guardsman orders, there was fixed bayonets issued here from Rebecca, but you didn't actually end up doing any wounds to the spawn with that.
No.
In fact, it was very much a whiff. But you'll get another chance in the fight phase. And then you bring it down onto the snipers, but they didn't really need it. And
Oh no, they used it to reroll a wound against.
no, they scored all their wounds. Yeah, man, they killed one of them, even though he had a 2-up armor save. And then these Seraphim fired at them as well. Unfortunately, their plasma failed to wound.
Las Pistols took out a couple guys there, I think. Or one guy.
Yeah, the Las Pistols took out one cultist, and then fire from the Sisters took out 2 more. No, none of those hurt them, because those 3 are all from the cultists that didn't get saves.
The Heavy Flamer did absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
The new rules.
No, you're still not happy with template till we get it. Pistol fire over here killed
One of them.
one cultist, so there's one cultist champion left there. I got him. Rattlings shot and scarpered at Monty, but actually failed to do anything.
Yeah.
And then I believe it was Drithenia that brought him down. No, Drithenia fired at her. Someone with their bolt pistol.
Yeah, the Imagifer and Captain Rebecca both fired, as well as the Sergeant.
Yeah, and someone, forget who, scored a wound on the spawn.
One of them managed to get a wound off of him.
Yeah. So, some light breezy shooting, but still enough to actually hurt me quite a bit. So now we'll go into the charge phase for the Imperium.
Yes.
So, in the charge phase, these guys braved the Overwatch, losing one Rough Rider to the cultist Flamer. Then Rebecca charged in there, and Pike charged in there for the rest of the fight phase. So now we'll go into the fight phase.
Yeah, fight phase.
Yeah. So
in the fight phase, the cavalry here charged, killed a bunch. They fought back, killed another dude back, but then they routed. Over here, the Chaos spawn heroically intervened. He intervened with the command points and killed 3 of the dudes before getting punched out by Captain Rebecca. And over here,
the single cultist died as expected.
the single cultist died, but not to Commissar Pike, who absolutely failed to do anything to him.
Morale phase, the remaining 4 cultists ran away.
Yeah. Well, the Imperial guys managed to not lose anyone in the morale phase. So now we go to turn 2 for Chaos.
Montgomery moved up there. Cultists are actually in cover now for a 5-up armor save. And the Chosen really have no choice but to try and fight the Seraphim. Yeah. In the shooting phase, nothing happened over here. Pistols were exchanged. Over here, ironically, the cultists had marginally more success. It's saying something though. How's shooting going by killing 1.5 horses. Assault phase. Well, charge phase. I think it's pretty obvious. No one's surprised these guys got in, actually weathering the Overwatch. funnily enough. Hand Flame is a little ridiculous. Should not have as many attacks as a regular Flamer, but in my opinion. So, now into the fight phase. So, the Chosen swooped in, murdered most of the Seraphim, and their one attack back that they had left bounced off their power armor. As these Chosen of Chaos just sort of laughed. Glory to the Dark Gods. Of course, the one that's left is the twin melter pistols.
Yep.
So
if she lives, she can cause some pain.
Unfortunately. And that is the end of my turn 2. Yeah, it's going great. Final phase, no one lost anything. On to Imperium, turn 2.
Acts of Faith.
Okay, so in the movement phase, these Rough Riders are coming down here to assist the lone Seraphim. Meanwhile, these Rough Riders came on, and everyone here advanced. Or they didn't advance; they moved up, ready to finish off the last of the traitors before they can finally get to Montgomery himself, assuming he survives all the sniper fire about to get his way.
So let's see how they do.
So, the Rattlings again failed to do anything. However, the other snipers from the command squad managed to put a mortal wound onto Montgomery and reveal that he is in fact a demon.
Or possessed by one.
Or possessed by one.
With a 3-up armor save. 3-up invulnerable save.
With a 3-up invulnerable save and double strength.
Yeah.
In other shooting, she took out another one of them. Some light pistols here. I think they did nothing. Some plasma fire here. But all these squads here just sort of peppered these guys with their weapons, and
They pepe'd them.
they killed a few of them.
Let's go.
But that was it, really.
So now it's time for charge phase.
Charge was successful. Fight phase.
So in the fight phase, one of these horses stuck their hunting lance through the Space Marine's power armor and killed him dead.
Stuck him in the back.
So now only these cultists and Montgomery himself are left.
Time for Chaos turn 2. 3. Chaos turn 3.
In the movement phase, Montgomery advanced. And that was it.
Ah, he repositioned.
And these guys repositioned themselves. Alright, so in the shooting phase, this squad split fire with the champion with shotgun shooting at
Battle Sister?
the Battle Sisters, failing to damage them. The heavy subbers shooting at the cavalry, killing one and wounding the cavalry sergeant. And then the rest of the auto guns rat-a-tatting at the guard squad that was there. Now only the flamer is left. So we do morale phase.
And then Sisters Battle / Imperium turn 3.
Phase. Everyone is closing in on the last squad and Montgomery. He thinks they might not survive this round. Maybe. We'll see.
Anyway, in the Acts of Faith stage,
They got one resurrection over here. The Magica didn't go off.
shooting phase.
So we had some squads shoot into them, reducing them to only 2 left. And the Sister of Battle squad and the snipers shot at Montgomery and reduced him to his 0th wound. He is now dead. So we'll see what happens
Slight rules error on that.
with that.
So now as Montgomery's body falls to the ground and slumps, it explodes. And out of it, out of the mist that is his blood, emerges this.
The Die Phage.
A greater demon of Zinch, masterminding and controlling the late general.
So quickly in the charge phase, these 2 guys got charged by the 2 Seraphims. Fight phase. So the Seraphim failed to do anything and then the Seraphim Superior was killed in return. Quite lame.
Cultist check. Roll on the boon table.
Now for morale check. Now it is one Lord of Change versus the rest of this army. Oh, and one aspiring champion.
Woo!
But we ignore him. One Lord of Change.
Chaos boon table.
Movement phase.
Yep.
Die phage has a 12-inch movement. Where's he?
I couldn't fit him in there. He's got fly, but I couldn't fit him in there.
Yeah, we've got to stay 1 inch away from my guys. Okay. And he can't move. So now we go to Psychic phase.
Yep.
So in the Psychic phase, he cast Bolt of Change on Dratenia, dealing 2 mortal wounds, and Smite, which had to target the closest horsey, which killed him, obviously. So now for shooting phase, which there is no shooting that can be done. So assault phase, or charge phase first.
Yep. Yes.
Yep.
He's having a charge.
So in the fight phase, the die phase charged these horses and slaughtered all but one of them. And then these 2 guys missed each other. And that was it. So now it is Imperium
Turn 3?
4 now. Yeah, turn 4. So, for Faith Powers, the Imagifer got her Faith Power off and healed the Canoness, miraculously. Whilst over here, the Seraphim Superior again resurrected with the regular Faith Power, so good Faith times there. The Rough Rider retreated, whilst the Crusaders stepped forward, as did the other 2 HQs of the Imperial Army. The Seraphim retreated away from them, and everyone just sort of moved up to position themselves in such a way to attack this monstrosity that could quite easily slaughter them all if left unchecked. Okay, so the Rattlings and the bolt guns shot at the one guy there to kill him. Everything else shot at him. Now, he got Melter Wound there, Plasma
Both of
Wound
which,
there,
all 3 of which were saved with 6s.
and all of them were saved with 6 up saves.
With the exception
2
of
wounds
1,
from lasguns, which were also saved.
which were saved with 5s.
So, all in all, he took at least 6 wounds, saved every single one.
With a 6, no less.
And snipers did absolutely nothing as always. So, ridiculous rolling has resulted in the die phase taking 0 wounds at all.
Yeah.
Utter garbage. Alright, now it's time for charge phase. See what can happen.
So, in a fit of diabolical rage, we have taken the charge of the Crusaders, used our last 2 command points to interrupt, to go next, before Dratenia, using our spawn hammer, we made her fail 2 out of her 3 4-up invols, and now she's a spawn. The look of shock, resentment, and mixed feelings of anger on T's face are beautiful to behold.
Yes.
Somehow this single greater demon is somehow turning the tide for me. It was 17 power. So interesting. So in the movement phase, the spawn has moved up. In the psychic phase, Bolt of Change on Rebecca failed, but the Smite scored 2 mortal wounds, which bypassed the 3-up invul of the Crusaders and eliminated them. So now we're on to the skipping the shooting phase because nothing I have can shoot, so we're going straight on to the charge phase. Alright, so damaging the die F, as you so eloquently put it as I started recording.
Just cut it out.
Alright, so in the fight sub phase, unfortunately I tried to be smart and distribute the Lord of Change's attacks between the two units that multi-assaulted. Unfortunately, reduced Rebecca to the company commander to 1 wound. Spawn could not finish her off. None of the sword, ironically, failed to wound. Rolling natural ones, 2 natural ones. So after he swung first. The company commander activated, swung at the spawn, did 2 damage to the spawn. Spawn activated, whiffed its attacks. Well, it did 1 wound that would have killed her, but it was saved by a very lucky invul. And then the Magifier activated, attacking the Lord of Change, but did nothing, unfortunately. So that brings us to the end of turn 5, the final turn for Chaos. Unfortunately, they are very much behind, being 4-10 at this point, taking way too long for the Diphage to come on the field, because we needed to wait for Monty to die, as per the mission special rules. So now we go into the Imperium's last turn as well. Alright, so everything in your movement phase is sort of surrounded. The 2 that were in combat with it, the Magifier and Rebecca, have fallen back, hoping to not have a chance to be removed from the campaign. That would be really awkward and bad for Imperium and in general for Australis. So, looking to get Flamers. You did successfully resurrect one of the Seraphim with your Faith Point. So the twin hand flamer was brought back, hoping to stack on hand flamer wounds.
Sadly, the Magifier failed her test.
Yeah, but everything else looks like it's ready to try and pour everything they've got into this, hoping to at least bring it down with some damage so you don't end in a complete embarrassment. So, let's get into this, going straight into shooting phase.
Yep.
Alright, so the first thing to inflict a wound on him, finally, at last, after the snipers failed, was these guardsmen with 1st rank, 2nd rank on them. A single guardsman scored a lucky 6 that I scored a 2 on. So they took him down by 1 wound. Then, the plasma wielding Rough Rider captain shot.
And killed himself.
And killed himself because he decided to overcharge. Much hilarity. Then the Seraphim shot. A single one of their attacks got through, which was a melter that he got for 6 damage, which put him down to 9. And then here, a single bolt gun? No.
I thought it was a flamer hit. Pretty sure it was a flame hit.
Yeah, it was a single flame hit, took him down to 8. So he's finally on his 1st level of degradation, but it took everything you had twice.
Yes. Everything I had twice.
Because even when he was scoring wounds on me, I was still rolling 5s and 6s for my invul save.
Yeah.
So, now he really wants to avenge his honor, so he's going to go into the assault phase. And go charge phase.
We'll see if they can do anything. They probably won't, but they'd be remiss if they didn't try.
The net result of each of these attacks was to bring him down to 6 out of 16 wounds.
They took 2 wounds off of him in the close combat phase.
So they weren't even able to get him down to his final level of degradation. Unfortunately, still gets to strike back. There is no way to win for the Diphage, unfortunately. In terms of victory points, we're well and truly, even if he was to kill Pike right now. But we're gonna play it out just for shits and giggles. But unfortunately, that is the end of the game. The Chaos has won. The Loyalist, depending on your perspective, Imperiums have taken the day. And yeah. So, thank you for joining us. We won't bother to do MVPs, MVEs this week. since it was our first 8th edition Australis game. We played other 8th edition beforehand, but
MVP running.
yeah, we both agree. Just there is no need for anything else. MVP for both of us.
And the other MVP is
The single resurrecting. Yeah, that's it. So thank you. Join us again next time. Be sure to check out more of our work as Australis moves closer to its doom. Take that. Okay. All right. See you next time.